Namaste, Aries. Changes that are expected that you can rather expect to see. Manifesting. We are still in the 7th month of July. And you might have already started seeing these changes manifesting. I'm gonna tie this reading, in with, August's reading. Okay, the 7th house and the 8th house. All right, the 4th house is, dealing with justice, particularly where one's emotions are concerned, and how one processes, or deals with, it's not that Mars energy, but just pretty much how you respond in terms of how you feel about things. And that frequency is in the position of justice, Mott frequency. The 7th house is being affected by Capricorn. That's your public persona, how you are portrayed, how you come off to the public, and tying that in with your Mars frequency, which would be in Sagittarius. During particularly the 7th month, people are gonna be getting a closer, deeper insight to you, and of course the perception of each of you under this frequency, heavily impacted by this frequency, varies because of other aspects in your natal charts, and of course your Chinese astrology frequency. So there we got Sagittarius rising, we've got Moon in Taurus, and we've got Aries Sun. Mercury in Aquarius. Of course, like I said, overall these are the energies, but they will manifest and play out differently for each individual, because though some of you have some of these placements, you have other placements that will manipulate or affect the way in which your public personas and images will be affected. But I do see that people will be gaining a deeper insight into who you truly are. In other words, people, like for example, those of you who are probably hermits, people are going to really get a gist or understanding as to the type of, individuals you really are, whether you are, authentic, a good person, a humanitarian, or, a cruel person, a narcissistic person. And like I said, this varies for each and every one of you. So, people have been observing. I think I made note of that in a previous video on my Sky Goddess Infinity Inc. YouTube channel. And, it is time, for the judgment, for the hammer to go down, and, for people to make their conclusions in regards to who you really are. A lot has been said, a lot has been exposed and revealed, and people have been observing, people have been watching, to a lot of you unbeknownst to you, but nonetheless people were pretty much like, it was like your life was a movie and they, people pretty much had front row seats, watching and viewing and seeing certain things, listening, and yeah, wherever possible. So, a lot of you, before, July comes to an end, those native ones frequencies, time, like I said, the hammer is going down. A lot of you, your wealth is going to be changed, affected, for some negatively, for some positively. For some of you as well, you're going to be seeing, certain situations or a particular situation differently. Okay, you're going to gain insights into certain situations, and what they really meant and what was really transpiring. Like I said, we're still in July. July has not yet ended, and these energies are going to ripple down into August. All the energies, everything is connected, everything is intertwined. Just as the 6th month rippled down to the 7th will to the 8th, and the 8th to the 9th, and so on and so forth. So, everything, it's pretty much a domino effect, a ripple effect, okay, the butterfly effect. And if you follow my Fenikusu Joso Instagram, you will see me following that account on this account, and vice versa. You will, if you listen to that, video, pretty much it's a listen, because it's like an audio video, if you get the gist. When you tune in, you will understand what I mean, when which I was talking about timelines and probabilities, and in regards to prophecies and free will, but at the end, the endings are always absolute and concise, and just pretty much the same, regardless of whatever route we take. The endings are pretty much absolute. We do have the free will in terms of how we choose to get to those endings, whether they're chastisements or rewards. But nonetheless, if there are rewards to be gained, we will get them, and if there are chastisements to be experienced, then they will be experienced and received. So I see people's wealth, as well as with that 7th house being in Capricorn, people's gifts and abilities. Some of you have been misusing your gifts and your abilities. Some of you have been, that's that 7th house in Capricorn, manipulating your gifts and using them for evil, using them for to hurt and to harm other people. And people are going to get light to this. For some of you, people have already gotten light of this, and realized with that Mars in Sagittarius, pretty much people's you being exposed, and people seeing and understanding. Some of you that 7th house in Capricorn, you are going to be seen as who you are. Some of you maybe crooks, white collar criminals, thieves, petty criminals as well. People are going to be caught red-handed, stealing. People are going to be, there are, people who are, secret, millionaires, people who had secret wealth, and, people are going to come to the realization of this. Some of you might, have even had, secret wealth that was, owed you. Could be inheritance, could be just your Jupiter coming in, and, people are pretty much oblivious of this. This is gonna definitely be made manifested, during the month of July, rippling into, August, where in which, Aquarius is in the 8th house. there's going to be a lot of, there are going to be a lot of sudden changes as a result to, the justice that's going to be made manifested in regards to people's wealth and people's gifts in the seventh house. A lot of you, especially if you are, intuitives and you're highly intuitive, a lot of your prophecies being made manifested in this month, and people coming to the realization of your authenticity and your true worth. Okay, so that too for some of you could be hidden wealth. It is, that is hidden wealth. That's a very precious gift and ability. Some of you could be seers, clairvoyant, and therefore, like I said, a lot of your gifts and a lot of your prophecies that you foresaw are gonna be made manifested before July comes to an end. So the good prophecies, the bad and the ugly, they're gonna be made concrete. Okay, that's that Capricorn frequency. Concrete, absolute prophecies, even of death. You might have, prophesied, deaths. You're gonna see these, made manifested. As a result of these being made manifested within the seventh house, this seventh month, pretty much, sudden changes will follow afterwards. Okay, for some of you, you can, look to see these changes manifest in Libra season. Okay, Libra dealing with weights, justice and balance, which is all that seventh zodiacal frequency. So, within, between the seventh month, that's this month, through to the 10th month, that's Libra season, you can definitely look to see these change being made manifested. And, with the sudden changes, this could be sudden inheritance, sudden Jupiter coming in, because that's a form of inheritance from the universe. Inheritance, you can definitely see them. You have my word on this by Scorpio season, November. Okay, October through to November. Okay, so let's put that at let's just set the time frame from now through to October through to November, which is Scorpio season, where you will see sudden changes as a result of these prophecies being made manifested. Now, these prophecies, you might have already seen them being made manifested since the beginning of July, or since recently, a few days ago, and they're gonna continue manifesting, through to Libran season, September through to October, and these manifestations are going to cause sudden changes in your life, beautiful changes, prophetic changes, during Scorpio season, because the 8th house, like I said, which is ruled by Scorpio, it's in Aquarius frequency, sudden changes, and we are in the age of Aquarius, so that's etched in stone, period. That I'm also seeing, where some of you told lies in regards to the justice system, because in that 7th house for you, Sun in Aries, you've got, Gemini, and, Gemini in Sagittarius belonging to one wavelength, Sagittarius, not saying all Sagittarians or people who's got Sagittarius highly aspected are truthful, but it embodies and represents the frequency of truth, and Gemini the frequency of lies. And where in which some of you manipulated your power or your authority, whether you're CEOs or you're head of households or whatnot, and you've been lying, especially in regards to a legal situation, you're going to be found out. With that first house in Sagittarius, It's, people for so long having, seen you as, honest and, wise and, just, fair. But, for those of you who were truly not in this frequency, people are gonna discover during the 7th, you know, during this month, okay, that, you've been manipulating the justice system, you've been by lying. Some of you were, making false claims, creating public mischief. That's going to be founded out. And, you've got in your, 11th house, you've got in your 11th house, you've got Libra, sudden justice, okay? So this is gonna, this justice case or situation is just gonna suddenly come to an end. If people were, accusing you of, whatever deed or whatever, false claim, it's gonna be suddenly dropped. Let me see. Yeah. There's gonna be sudden justice for you, and for those of you who so for those of you who people are trying to portray you as a liar or trying to portray you as a negative person, having a negative character, that's gonna be founded out. The lies are gonna the lies are gonna be exposed, because like I said, people have been watching. And if you follow my friend Inclusive Joseph Instagram, you will hear, a lot of, me, channeling in regards to my own situation as well as, others. For some, who have been, playing, devil's advocate, that Gemini frequency, the 7th house, you're going to be founded out, playing with that Sagittarius rising, manipulating people, pretty much being a narcissist, misusing, or abusing your authority. That's going to be founded out. A lot of you are going to be stripped of, your positions and your titles. A lot of you are going to lose a lot of following and a lot of, respect. And, for some are going to gain a large following, let me just say, especially if you work on social media, and, a lot of respect. So like I said, it varies for each and every one of you because of the other aspects that you've got. Highly aspected in your natal chart, but those are the energies coming in, within the 7th month, and the 8th month, the 8th, house being in Aquarius, sudden changes, and this is going to be to your prestige, because the 11th house is in Taurus, that deals with prestige and tradition. So the way things were are going to suddenly change, okay? Justice is coming in. It's coming in to affect your prestige. It's coming in to change your public persona and, your image. Okay, so your 1st house, your 7th house, your 11th house are strongly at play, tying in with the 8th house. Okay, and like I said, you can definitely look to see these, prophecies, fully manifested by Scorpio season, which is October through to November. Okay, and you can take my word to the bank on that. Some of you, the prophecies, they have already started manifesting within the 7th month. Okay, but as to a conclusion of the whole matter in regards to certain legalities, yes, we can definitely look to, as well as life is a staircase, continuous, repetitive, manifestation of these prophecies, okay? continuing throughout, the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th month, and, the 10th month, going into Scorpio season, okay, which is, October, due to, through to, November. Okay, but like for me, definitely I've already started to see, to see a lot of my prophecies being manifested, and if I were to be specific, I would say, it could have been before July, but specifically I noticed them manifesting, concrete manifestation etched in stone, since July. So I know for some of you, a lot of the justice you have already started, you've already, began seeing them. For example, this woman who, was very manipulative in a previous relationship of mine, was already prophesied that, you lose them how you get them. And if a man cheats on, a woman with you, chances are he's going to do the same thing to you. Okay? And, pretty much that's what happened. And, she's been trying to contact me in the astral plane because she wants me to rally with her against this man, which, I'm a divine feminine. I'm an empress. I'm the high priestess. I don't, put, energies, especially, negative energies into other people. I focus on myself. If I'm gonna focus on others, it's to uplift them and it's not to tear them down. I'm not into, the whole revenge kind of thing. I trust spirit. I have a strong connection to spirit, and I believe in spirit so much in the sense in which, I trust that spirit will, deal with my enemies. And I've seen that for many years, where in which, people who have wronged me, they, are being punished by spirit. So there's no need for me to, play God. The Most High God said that revenge is His; He will repay. Okay, and that's how I've been pretty much, been able to move on from betrayal. It's my, my faith and my trust in spirit, in the Most High God. So I'm gonna just tell y'all to just, hold the fort, where, God is coming. Yes, namaste. Jesus, He is the rock. Wave your banner up to heaven. Namaste.